Well, hey, everybody, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Caleb.
And happy secular Jewish New Year 5785. You thought I'd forget.
Well, this isn't the New Year according to God's calendar he gave Moses. That's actually in the springtime, but this is one of the most Jews celebrate. And this year is a very special year. If you have been following us for literally the past year, watching our programs, listening to our messages, you've learned that there's a lot that goes on Yom Teruah. People get kind of concerned. This is the Feast of Trumpets. This is the time where some people believe that Yeshua could return, which is why most students of Bible prophecy are quite startled at the moment.
You see, there's a lot of false prophets out there declaring that the end of the world's going to happen on Rosh Hashana or Yom Kippur. I don't know what everybody's worried about, brother. People say this stuff all the time. Unless you woke up this morning and turned on the news.
Yeah.
If you've seen anything, I'm talking about from X, Twitter, whatever they call it nowadays. Unfortunately, there's footage all over Israel right now, from Tel Aviv to the northern borders of Lebanon, where we're seeing that Iran and Hezbollah have begun attacking with missiles. There's been attacking on the ground with fire. People are losing their lives. It feels very reminiscent, unfortunately, of a year ago when we were there, brother.
Yeah, and this is a very historic event. It was the first time this past April that Iran fired over 300 ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones toward Israel. And thankfully, supernaturally, none of them really hit or harmed anybody. But let's start with what's really going on that's important right now, the war in Lebanon against Hezbollah. We have actually started, the IDF, a ground incursion into Lebanon. Their forces are trying to take out these enemy installations, these enemy bases of Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. The Israeli Air Force has been busy making bombing runs in the country, even going as far as Beirut, really taking out these facilities in Beirut, using 80-ton bunker-busting bombs to take out Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, which is why Iran just retaliated. I mean, it's really terrible.
And that's a mouthful just trying to pronounce all those names, brother. This was immediately after the United States and France demanded a ceasefire from Israel. Isn't it funny, though, how the enemy, Satan, the bad guy, freaks out when he sees his reign of evil coming to an end, and then all of a sudden uses all of his mouthpieces to stop good from triumphing?
Yeah, that's when you know it's Satan behind it, when everybody says, Israel ceasefire, and then here comes all the missiles to kill the Israeli people. Well, on another front of Israel's war for survival, the IDF have been targeting the Houthi terrorist installations in Yemen. Israel is fighting a 7-front war right now, and their task is not to conquer and take over land, it's merely to survive extinction.
Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Shiite militias of terrorists in Syria and Iraq, the Houthis rebels in Yemen, and the head of the snake itself, Iran.
Yeah.
And most importantly, terrorist cells within their own borders in Judea, Samaria. They are attacking and murdering the Jewish people. The United Nations, an anti-Semitic, pro-terrorist organization, allowed Mahmoud, I can't pronounce his name very well, that guy.
Yeah.
He's a terrorist. They allowed him to address the council last week.
Yes, and so Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had to speak to set the record straight. He spoke before the General Assembly in New York City after 90% of the attendants staged a walkout. Well, here's one of the best quotes, I say, from Prime Minister's speech.
The singling out of the one and only Jewish state continues to be a moral stain on the United Nations. It has made this once respected institution contemptible in the eyes of decent people everywhere. But for the Palestinians, this UN House of Darkness is home court. They know that in this swamp of anti-Semitic bile, there's an automatic majority willing to demonize the Jewish state on anything. In this anti-Israel flat earth society, any false charge, any outlandish allegation can muster a majority. In the last decade, there have been more resolutions passed against Israel in this hall at the UN General Assembly than against the entire world combined. Actually, more than twice as many. Since 2014, this body condemned Israel 174 times. It condemned all the other countries in the world 73 times. That's more than 100 extra condemnations for the Jewish state. What hypocrisy, what a double standard, what a joke
Man, Netanyahu does not let anybody off the hook. He even got the flat earthers in that one to call everybody out and hold them accountable. I mean, I don't think we have anything to add to this guy.
Yeah,
he's so smart.
Yeah.
Israel is still under attack, unfortunately, by rocket barrages from Lebanon. We talked about that a second ago.
Yeah.
We have many friends who live in the Galilee area who are constantly having to hide out in their bunkers. Sarah Lieberman, High Mailspin, with the Aliyah Return Center.
Yeah.
And of course, when he's not fighting there in Gaza, he's working for them to make good happen across the nation of Israel.
That's right.
We even have many friends in Nazareth. They are still dealing with daily attacks by the nations who desire complete annihilation of the Jewish state. So it's a very important feast day to be sure.
Yes, this is a Moedim, one of God's appointed times. His feast, there's 7 of them. There are literally 3 left to be fulfilled, and God is about to move. As we've been warning in our series, Josiah and the Last Reformation, good move and bad move, judgment is coming. You've already seen it come to the church with all these pastors recently that have been exposed all around the United States, even worldwide. It is not done yet. Judgment is still coming. 1 Peter 4:17 declares, judgment begins at the house of God. God must correct his own children who commit the same sins as the world before he can judge the lost.
Guys, we're coming to a close, to the end, and
Yes.
we have an opportunity to take part in the last days revival if we choose so now.
Yes.
This day to choose whom you're going to serve,
Yeah.
just as Joshua said back in the Bible to choose you this day.
Yes.
We will serve ourselves, our flesh, which automatically defaults to Satan, or we're going to serve Yeshua, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Now remember, Yeshua is coming soon, and please share these videos. Get them out there on the internet for people to see. It is so important to watch our series, Josiah and the Last Reformation.
Yes.
We have 69,000 followers on YouTube. The Lord has blessed us with that. A lot of them were birthed out of October 7th of last year. We have 136,000 followers on Facebook. So if any of you guys or girls, you have friends, have them watch the series.
Yeah.
Satan likes to take algorithms and destroy the internet. And not just the cat videos, because God loves cat videos, but other videos out there that don't need to be watched, but videos like this. We're not saying this to become popular ourselves. We're saying this because God gave us a message that needs to get out.
That's right. And so if you watch our videos, if you like them, that will increase and boost our algorithms. It will spread to more people, to the lost, so that the gospel of Yeshua can reach the world. So Yeshua is coming soon, guys. Happy Yom Teruah. I mean, what a celebration, as usual, around the feast days. That's when the enemy attacks.
Oh, well, leave it to Jewish holidays to have a slightly different emotional feel than other holidays.
Hey, we know how to celebrate.
Yes, we do.
Love you guys. See you next time.
1 Corinthians 15:51 through 52. Behold, I tell you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at that last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, and the dead will be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.